explanation, as you highlighted, we are aiming to hit additional 1 million vehicle with support of 30 new vehicle to be launched in the core market.
Nissan blows up the entire car market with a bold move. What's happening behind the scenes is bigger than anyone expected, and it's creating waves far beyond their dealerships. The automaker is making headlines with a game-changing decision that has left the industry buzzing. But why is Nissan taking this gamble? Can they turn things around, or is this the beginning of the end? And how will this impact car buyers like you? Let's dive in. What's happening? Imagine this, a company's profits dropping by 99% in a single year. For Nissan, this isn't a nightmare, it's reality. Nissan's financial collapse was as dramatic as it was alarming. For a company that once stood tall among the giants of the automotive world, the sudden profit plunge symbolized an existential crisis. Global sales were in freefall. Over the past 5 years, Nissan's market share in the United States declined from a respectable 7.7% to just 5.8%. Globally, sales slipped by 5.5% in 2024 alone, marking a streak of 5 consecutive months of declining figures. The root of the problem lay in Nissan's overdependence on fleet sales, bulk purchases made by rental companies, government agencies, and businesses. While these sales moved vehicles quickly, they came at the cost of profit margins. Worse, the oversaturation of discounted fleet vehicles devalued the brand and made it harder for dealerships to attract individual buyers willing to pay premium prices. Meanwhile, competitors like Honda and Toyota surged ahead by introducing exciting new models and investing in hybrid technology, capturing the attention of eco-conscious buyers. In contrast, Nissan's lineup began to feel stale, its cars unable to compete in a rapidly evolving market. The collapse of profits and sales wasn't just a financial problem, it was a clear sign that Nissan's core strategy was no longer working. To truly understand the gravity of Nissan's situation, we need to look at what consumers see when they walk into a dealership. An aging lineup. In the fast-paced automotive world, falling behind on innovation is a death sentence, and Nissan is paying the price. While competitors dazzled consumers with sleek designs and state-of-the-art technology, Nissan's vehicle lineup stagnated. Models that once captured the imagination of buyers now felt outdated, unable to meet the demands of a rapidly changing market. The Rogue, Nissan's once popular SUV, has struggled to stay competitive. Even worse, the hybrid version of the Rogue won't be available until 2027, a timeline that leaves Nissan years behind rivals like Toyota, which already boasts hybrid options across nearly 1/3 of its lineup. The failure to embrace electrification is particularly striking. Nissan was a pioneer in electric vehicles with the launch of the Leaf in 2010, but its early lead has since evaporated. The Leaf, once heralded as the future of transportation, now lags far behind competitors like Tesla's Model Y or Hyundai's Ioniq series. Without significant updates or innovations, the Leaf has become a relic in a market dominated by cutting-edge electric and hybrid vehicles. Even Nissan's gasoline-powered cars haven't kept up, with designs and features that feel uninspired compared to offerings from Honda, Ford, and Hyundai. Nissan's lineup struggles to attract attention in showrooms. For consumers, the choice is clear. Why settle for outdated when newer, more exciting options are available? Nissan's inability to innovate has left it playing catch-up in an industry that demands constant evolution. But the problems don't end with its vehicles. Even the most innovative cars can't save a brand if customers don't trust it to deliver. Reliability on the ropes. What happens when a brand known for reliability begins to falter? Nissan is finding out the hard way. Reliability has always been a cornerstone of Nissan's reputation. For decades, the company was synonymous with dependable vehicles that buyers could trust. But that image has been shattered by widespread reports of mechanical issues, particularly with its continuously variable transmissions. Drivers across multiple Nissan models have reported problems ranging from rough shifting to unexpected acceleration, and in some cases, complete transmission failure. These issues aren't just inconveniences, they're deal breakers. A recent consumer survey revealed that many potential buyers are actively avoiding Nissan because of its reputation for mechanical problems. Loyal customers who once proudly drove their Nissan vehicles are now switching to competitors like Honda and Hyundai. For dealerships, these reliability concerns have made an already difficult job even harder. Sales teams face tough questions about the brand's quality, eroding consumer trust at every turn. Nissan's response to these issues issues has been criticized as too little, too late. While the company has issued recalls and extended warranties for affected vehicles, these measures haven't addressed the root causes of the problems. Instead, they've created a perception that Nissan is reactive rather than proactive, a dangerous image in an industry where customer confidence is everything. With reliability concerns driving away loyal customers and scaring off potential buyers, Nissan's reputation is hanging by a thread. The fallout from these challenges is clear, but what comes next for Nissan is a story still being written. Price wars and promotions. How far would a company go to stay in the game? For Nissan, the answer is clear: slash prices to jaw-dropping levels. Walking into a Nissan dealership today feels like stepping into a bargain hunter's paradise. Cars that once carried price tags of $25,000 are now being offered for as little as $12,000. That's nearly half off. Discounts this dramatic are almost unheard of in the automotive world, and it's not just the sticker price. Nissan is offering 0% financing for up to 60 months on many models, making it easier than ever for consumers to drive off in a brand new vehicle. But these aggressive promotions aren't just about attracting buyers. They're a desperate attempt to clear out inventory that has been piling up at dealerships across the country. Rows of unsold Rogues, Altimas, and Kicks have forced dealers to resort to drastic markdowns. These price cuts, paired with limited time offers, tap into the consumer psychology of FOMO, the fear of missing out. Shoppers are flooding dealerships, eager to take advantage of what feels like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The promotions are everywhere. Eye-catching advertisements dominate social media, television, and even email inboxes. Slogans like "Drive today, pay less" are designed to create a sense of urgency. But while these campaigns are effective in the short term, they come with significant risks. Deep discounts eat into profit margins, and the perception of being a discount brand can damage long-term brand equity. Nissan may be moving cars now, but at what cost to its future? These discounts might seem like a win for consumers, but they reveal a deeper question. Is this strategy saving Nissan or setting it up for failure? And price cuts are only one piece of the puzzle. Nissan is also placing a bold bet on the future of electric vehicles. The electric gamble. Can Nissan's electrification strategy bring the company back to life, or is it too late to catch up? At one point, Nissan was leading the charge in electric vehicles. The Nissan Leaf, launched in 2010, was one of the first mainstream EVs to hit the market, but in the years since, that early lead has evaporated. Competitors like Tesla and Hyundai have redefined what consumers expect from electric cars, leaving Nissan struggling to keep up. Now, the automaker is making a bold gamble to reclaim its position in the EV market. Central to this strategy is the ARC business plan, which promises 7 new models in North America by 2026 and a staggering 78% refresh of existing models within the next 3 years. The company has also pledged to introduce 34 electrified vehicles globally by 2030, with 19 of them being fully battery electric. At the forefront of this push is a redesigned version of the Nissan Leaf, boasting a 25% increase in range and more modern features. Nissan is also investing heavily in solid-state battery technology, promising faster charging times and increased energy density by 2028. But challenges remain. The global EV market has become fiercely competitive. Tesla continues to dominate, while new players like Rivian and Lucid Motors are capturing consumer interest with innovative designs and cutting-edge technology. Nissan's EV offerings, by comparison, have struggled to stand out. The Leaf's design feels dated, and its range falls short of competitors in a market where every mile matters. Electrification might be Nissan's ticket to survival, but with fierce competition and infrastructure challenges, it's a risky bet. And while technology is part of the solution, Nissan's leadership must navigate an even trickier terrain. Leadership in crisis. Bold moves require bold leadership, but does Nissan have the right people at the wheel? After the Carlos Ghosn scandal, Nissan's leadership has faced intense scrutiny. The company's governance issues didn't end with his departure. Instead, they revealed a fractured organization struggling to find its footing. Key decisions, from product development to pricing strategy, have been questioned by analysts and insiders alike. CEO Makoto Uchida has taken the helm during one of Nissan's most turbulent periods. Under his leadership, the company has announced sweeping changes, including the ARC plan and a renewed focus on electrification. But critics argue that Nissan's strategy lacks cohesion. The company appears torn between preserving its legacy of dependable combustion engine vehicles and chasing the future with electrification and advanced technology. This internal conflict has left the brand's identity unclear, confusing both consumers and stakeholders. Adding to the leadership woes is the pressure to deliver results in an increasingly competitive market. Nissan's financial struggles have left little room for error. Every misstep is magnified, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Restoring consumer trust, rebuilding relationships with dealerships, and executing a bold vision for the future all rest on Uchida's shoulders. The right leadership could guide Nissan out of its darkest hour, but without a clear vision, the company risks veering off course. And leadership is only part of the equation. Nissan's entire strategy hinges on the success of its bold business plan. The strategic pivot. Nissan's future is tied to one question: can its ARC plan turn bold ideas into real results? The ARC plan, short for ambition, renewal, and commitment, is Nissan's roadmap to recovery. It's a sweeping strategy designed to address the company's most pressing challenges while setting the stage for long-term growth. The plan includes the launch of 7 new models in North America, a 78% refresh of the lineup, and an ambitious target of 60% electrified vehicles by 2030. Central to the plan is the idea of balance, leveraging Nissan's strengths in traditional combustion engines while accelerating its electrification efforts. This dual approach is intended to appeal to a wide range of consumers, from traditionalists who value reliability to eco-conscious buyers looking for the latest in EV technology. The redesigned Leaf is just the beginning, with more hybrid and electric models in the pipeline, including urban-focused microcars and innovative SUVs. But the plan isn't without risks. Overproduction has been a recurring issue for Nissan, leading to unsold inventory and deep discounts that strain profit margins. The ARC plan's success depends on Nissan's ability to accurately predict demand and align production accordingly. A misstep here could be catastrophic, leaving the company with more cars than customers. Equally critical is the company's ability to execute its vision. Nissan's reputation has taken a hit in recent years, and convincing consumers and investors that it can deliver on its promises will be an uphill battle. The plan is bold, but boldness alone won't save Nissan. It needs flawless execution. The ARC plan could redefine Nissan's future, but success depends on turning promises into reality. Now that we've explored Nissan's bold moves, it's time to examine the market forces that will shape their fate. The price war. Imagine an industry where prices drop faster than ever. Nissan is caught in the middle of a brutal electric vehicle price war. The electric vehicle market is no longer just a race, it's a battlefield. With more automakers vying for a slice of the EV pie, prices are plummeting as companies slash costs to attract buyers. For Nissan, this environment poses a massive challenge. Competitors like Tesla have set the tone, repeatedly cutting prices to maintain dominance. Legacy automakers including Ford and General Motors have followed suit, creating a downward spiral where no one is safe. Nissan's position in this war is precarious. While its EV lineup, including the Leaf, has seen some price adjustments, it has struggled to compete with Tesla's aggressive pricing strategy or Hyundai's ability to offer cutting-edge features at competitive costs. Consumers are becoming more discerning, expecting a combination of affordability, range, and advanced technology. Nissan's older EV models, particularly the Leaf, fall short in these critical areas. On top of this, supply chain disruptions and rising costs of battery materials, such as lithium and cobalt, are squeezing profit margins. Automakers are finding it harder to balance lower prices with the high cost of EV production. Nissan, already operating on thin margins due to its aggressive discounting strategy for traditional cars, faces an uphill battle to stay competitive in the EV market without further eroding its bottom line. The EV price war isn't just about selling cars, it's about survival in a market where only the strongest will thrive. But pricing isn't Nissan's only hurdle. Its competitors are raising the stakes in every way possible. The competition heats up. While Nissan fights to keep up, its competitors are racing ahead with innovation and consumer trust. Nissan's struggle is magnified when compared to the success of its rivals. Toyota, Honda, Hyundai, and Tesla have all carved out distinct niches in the market, leaving Nissan trailing behind. Toyota, for example, has become a leader in hybrid technology, with nearly 1/3 of its lineup featuring hybrid models. Hyundai has embraced a bold approach with its Ioniq series, blending innovative design with long-range capabilities. Tesla, of course, remains the gold standard for EVs, dominating global sales and consumer attention. Even legacy brands like Ford have made significant strides, launching the F-Series Lightning and Mustang Mach-E to rave reviews. In contrast, Nissan's lineup has been slow to evolve. The Rogue Hybrid, delayed until 2027, feels like a missed opportunity in a market that's moving faster than ever. Consumers who might have considered Nissan in the past are now looking elsewhere, drawn to brands that offer modern features, reliability, and a clear vision for the future. Nissan's competitors aren't waiting for it to catch up. They're pulling ahead and setting the standard for the industry. To compete, Nissan must address the most critical factor of all: rebuilding trust with its customers. Winning back trust. Trust is the foundation of every brand, but can Nissan rebuild what it has lost? Years of reliability issues, particularly with continuously variable transmissions, have left Nissan with a serious trust deficit. For many consumers, the brand once synonymous with dependability has become a risk they're unwilling to take. Complaints about transmission failures, rough shifting, and unexpected acceleration have dominated customer reviews, creating a perception problem that no amount of marketing can easily erase. Winning back trust begins with acknowledging these issues head-on. Nissan has taken some steps, such as issuing recalls and extending warranties for affected models, but these measures only address the symptoms, not the root cause. Consumers want more than damage control. They want reassurance that Nissan is committed to building vehicles they can rely on. One promising approach has been Nissan's recent emphasis on customer testimonials. Highlighting stories of satisfied buyers who've had positive experiences with newer models is a step toward changing perceptions. However, this strategy can only go so far without tangible improvements in vehicle quality and reliability. Consumers are savvy. They can see through marketing tactics that aren't backed by real change. Rebuilding trust isn't just about fixing problems. It's about proving to customers that Nissan deserves their loyalty. But Nissan's path to recovery doesn't just depend on consumers. It also hinges on the survival of its dealerships. Dealer despair. Dealerships are the backbone of the automotive industry, but Nissan's dealers are struggling to keep their doors open. Across the United States, Nissan dealerships are feeling the pressure of the company's struggles. Nearly 38% of Nissan's 171 dealerships are operating at a loss. Many are resorting to deep discounts just to move inventory, with some selling vehicles at or below cost. The result is razor-thin profit margins that make it nearly impossible for dealers to stay afloat. Adding to the problem is the sheer volume of unsold vehicles. Dealership lots are overflowing with models that buyers simply don't want, forcing dealers to use grassy fields and secondary lots to store excess inventory. These visuals create a perception problem. When consumers see rows of unsold cars, they begin to question the value and desirability of the brand. Some dealerships have already reached their breaking point. This year alone, 8 franchise Nissan stores have closed their doors due to unsustainable operating conditions. The closures are a stark reminder that Nissan's struggles aren't just hurting the company, they're impacting local economies and communities. One proposed solution has been to reduce the number of Nissan dealerships by as much as 40%. While this might stabilize profitability for the remaining franchises, it would come at a significant cost: job losses and reduced customer access. For Nissan, the challenge is to find a balance between supporting its dealers and streamlining its operations to survive in a shrinking market. The struggles of Nissan's dealerships highlight just how far-reaching the company's problems have become, and how difficult the road to recovery will be. As Nissan faces mounting challenges from the market, it must find a way to adapt or risk losing everything. The future of electrification. Electrification is the future of the automotive world, but is Nissan ready to lead, or will it remain a follower? Nissan once led the charge in electric vehicles with the Leaf, a pioneer that introduced millions of drivers to the idea of going electric. But times have changed, and so have consumer expectations. Range, affordability, and cutting-edge technology are now the standard, and Nissan's EV lineup struggles to keep up. To address this, the company has set ambitious targets as part of its ARC strategy. By the year 2030, Nissan plans to have 60% of its global lineup electrified, with 19 fully battery electric models. One of the most promising advancements is Nissan's investment in solid-state battery technology. These next-generation batteries promise faster charging, longer range, and lower production costs. If Nissan can bring this technology to market by its projected timeline of 2028, it could give the company a much-needed competitive edge. However, this innovation is far from guaranteed. Developing and scaling solid-state batteries is a complex and expensive process, and Nissan risks falling behind if delays occur. the market itself presents another challenge. While EV adoption is growing, infrastructure remains a significant barrier, particularly in rural areas where charging stations are scarce. Many of Nissan's loyal customers, especially those who rely on trucks and SUVs for work, are hesitant to switch to electric models without reliable charging options. Nissan's ability to address this gap through partnerships, incentives, or education campaigns could determine whether its electrification strategy succeeds. Nissan's push into electrification holds immense potential, but the road ahead is riddled with challenges that could make or break its future. Electrification is just one piece of the puzzle. Nissan must also balance innovation with survival in an increasingly competitive market. Innovation versus survival. Innovation is the key to staying relevant, but how do you innovate when survival is on the line? Nissan's ability to innovate has always been central to its success. The company has a history of taking bold steps, from the launch of the iconic Z-Series sports cars to the groundbreaking Leaf. But in today's market, boldness alone isn't enough. Nissan must innovate in ways that directly address consumer needs while managing its precarious financial situation. The automaker has already announced plans to refresh 78% of its lineup within 3 years, including 7 new models in North America by 2026. This includes updates to popular models like the Rogue and Altima, as well as the introduction of urban microcars designed for efficient city driving. These steps aim to make Nissan more competitive, but they also come with significant risks. Overproduction and misjudging consumer demand could leave the company with unsold inventory, a problem it knows all too well. Beyond the vehicles themselves, Nissan is exploring new ways to improve production efficiency and reduce costs. Initiatives such as modular vehicle platforms and streamlined assembly processes are designed to make operations leaner and more adaptable. However, these changes must be implemented carefully to avoid disruptions that could worsen the company's already fragile position. The balance between innovation and survival is a delicate one, and Nissan's success will depend on whether it can deliver products that resonate with consumers while stabilizing its finances. Even the most innovative strategies will fail without one crucial element: consumer loyalty. The consumer connection. Winning over customers isn't just about selling cars, it's about rebuilding a relationship. Consumer loyalty is the foundation of any successful automaker, and for Nissan, rebuilding that loyalty is an uphill battle. Years of reliability issues, an aging lineup, and a lack of compelling EV options have left many buyers skeptical of the brand. To regain trust, Nissan must focus on creating vehicles that not only meet but exceed customer expectations. One area where Nissan can make an immediate impact is through customer-focused initiatives. Extended warranties, improved service options, and transparent communication about quality improvements are steps in the right direction. Highlighting success stories, whether through satisfied customer testimonials or accolades for newer models, can help shift public perception. Rebuilding consumer loyalty is a long journey, but it's a necessary one if Nissan hopes to reclaim its place in the market. The question remains, can Nissan overcome its challenges, or is this the beginning of the end? Recovery or bankruptcy? Will Nissan rise from the ashes or crumble under the weight of its challenges? Nissan's future hangs in the balance. On one side is the promise of electrification, innovation, and a refreshed lineup that could breathe new life into the brand. On the other is the grim reality of dwindling profits, shrinking market share, and a damaged reputation. Industry analysts are divided on whether Nissan has what it takes to navigate these challenges. The ARC strategy, while ambitious, is not without risks. Meeting its goals will require flawless execution, significant investment, and a level of consumer buy-in that Nissan hasn't seen in years. The company's success will depend on its ability to balance short-term survival with long-term growth, a feat that has eluded many in the automotive industry. Then there's the looming threat of bankruptcy. If Nissan fails to regain consumer trust and stabilize its finances, it risks losing its foothold in an increasingly competitive market. The electric vehicle price war, mounting pressure from rivals, and lingering reliability issues are all obstacles that could push the company over the edge. The fate of Nissan will not only shape its own future, but also send ripples through the entire automotive industry. Nissan's bold moves have the entire automotive world watching. Will their strategies lead to a groundbreaking recovery, or are we witnessing the twilight of an icon? Now it's your turn. What do you think about Nissan's future? Are their electrification efforts enough, or do you see bigger challenges ahead? Let us know in the comments below.